So inshallah we'll go ahead and start. So inshallah we'll do ayah number 43 and 44 of Surah Al-Baqarah. The topic is still about Bani Israel, but the first ayah, 43, is a very common ayat and it applies to everyone. So the ayat starts with Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Wa aqimu salata wa atu zakata warka'u ma'ar raqib. Aqimu is from iqama, means to establish. Aqimu salata is a command from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Establish the prayer, the salat. And the second part is wa atu zakata, and give the zakat, which is the poor due or charity. Warka'u ma'ar raqib. Warka'u is from ruku. Ruku means to bow down. Okay. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is commanding, bow down. Ma'ar raqib, among those people who bow down. Okay. Then the next ayat goes back to Bani Israel, and in general it can be applied to others also, which says atamuruna nasa, which means you command people, you order people, okay? Bil birri, for doing goodness. Wa tansawna anfusakum, and you forget yourselves. You forget about yourselves, but you tell other people to do good things, which means you yourself don't do good, but when you start telling other people that they should do good things. وَأَنْتُمْ تَتْلُونَ الْكِتَابِ, and you read the book. You read the book. أَفَلَا تَعْقِلُونَ, don't you then understand? Almost all the words are very common. Okay? Once we break down, we will see that the words are very commonly used in the language. Okay? So with that, let's look at the first word. وَأَقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ. So the starts with the waw, which means and. Okay? And the root letters are qaf, waw, and mim. The meaning of this is to stand. Qaf, waw, mim means to stand. Yes. And these are three letters, so they belong to the group of the bab, which is called bab fa'ala. Okay. If we go to the other bab where we put an extra alif, and it becomes bab af'ala, then this word will become aq wa ma. Just substituting those three letters, qaf, wa, mim, with the fa and an lam. Okay. Now here, this waw middle letter is a weak letter, and it has a fatha on it. So this changes into alif. Okay. So now the word becomes aqama. So now this is the actual word now, and bab afala became aqama. The meaning of this word is to establish. What is establish? Qayam karna. Establish means qayam karna, for example. So what is the difference between these two babs? What's the difference between qawma and aqama? Qawma means you stand up and pray your own salat. You stand up in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or you pray. But aqama is a much, much bigger responsibility. Jamaat. Aqama means not only jamaat, but aqama means to establish. Means to work hard so the salah, the prayer is established in the society. That means you have to pray, you have to make masajid, you have to teach other people how to pray, you have to invite other people how to pray. All these things are establishing in the society, in the whole area. Everybody prays and it becomes easy to pray. So you make masajid and make it easy. Okay? So that is called the establishing the salat. Aqamus salat. Okay? Which is a much bigger responsibility. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not saying that just pray your own prayer and you're done. But a much bigger responsibility is being given, that establish the prayer, establish the salat. Okay, so that is the meaning of aqama. Okay, now from this word aqama, the word aqimu is created, which is the command, which is the order. Aqimu means ordering, establish. Okay, so from this word is aqimu. Aqimu is a command or order, and it means establish. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, establish something. It's a command, order. It's not a suggestion, it's not an advice, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is ordering that we should establish the prayer, the salat. Okay? So wa'aqimu means and establish. And establish. Okay? Wa'aqimu and establish. And it is for, it's a plural. So it is for all. Everybody who has accepted the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and all of them who have accepted, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is ordering them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving a command to all of them that it is their responsibility that go and do it. Okay? It is not a voluntary job, it's an order. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala orders something, it is a must upon everybody. Okay? So wa'aqimu and establish. Okay? Now, you can establish anything, but here in specific, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about the prayers, the salat. So the root letters for that is Swad, Lam and Waw. One of the meanings is to pray. Okay. Swad, Lam and Waw, one of the meaning is to pray. The noun from that is called Salatun. Salatun means prayer. Salatun means prayer. It's the noun of this word. Okay? This word is written in two ways in the Quran. It's written this way, and it is written with an extra waw there which is not pronounced. So this is also written as this way. Salatun. Sound is exactly same, but waw is not pronounced here. Okay? So it still means prayer. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is instructing to establish the prayer. Okay? Now if I put an al before that, which means the proper or definite noun. The prayer. Okay. The prayer means now to talk about a specific prayer. This salat, the way we perform the salat, we say Allahu Akbar and when we recite something, and then we make ruku and sajda. That particular action is the prayer now. The way Prophet ﷺ prayed, that is the prayer. Okay? Now, when we put al, then one of the two dhammas goes away. So it becomes al salatu. Al salatu. In the tajweed pronunciation, when swad comes after lam, then sound of lam is not pronounced. It's a shamsi letter, so swad is pronounced twice. As-salatu. Lam is not pronounced, so it is pronounced as-salatu. Okay? So this will be written as as-salatu as-salatu. Okay, this lam is not pronounced. So there is no harkat on lam, but swad is pronounced twice, so put a shadda on that. As-salatu.
So in Quran, every time it's always a salatu, right?
The prayer.
The prayer, it's always the prayer. There's not just salat.
Yeah. Okay. Now also, this is still a noun. Said salatun or as-salatu is still a noun. Okay. And whenever a noun comes after the verb, aqimu is the verb. When noun comes after the verb, this last dhamma changes to a fatha. Okay? It's like we know the example, khalaqal insana. Actually word is insanu, but khalaqa is a verb that comes before that. So this word in combination with aqimu will become salata. Wa aqimu salata, and establish the prayer. It's a plural, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling everyone, establish the prayer. Okay, and as I said before, establishing doesn't mean that you do your own prayer, but you make sure that in the whole society, everybody works hard to make sure that everybody else can pray and make salat. Okay, that's aqimu, that's iqama. Okay. So that's the first part of the command that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, that aqimu salata. After that is the second part of this, which mostly in the Quran they go together. Okay? So the other one is alif, ta, and ya. These are the root letters. Okay? And this means to come. Alif, ta, ya, ata means to come. Okay? And again, these are three letters, so they belong to the group of the words which we call Babe Fa'ala. If we go again to the other Bab, which is called Babe Af'ala, Af'ala, we just add extra alif there. Okay? So now this becomes alif, alif, ta, and ya. It's now 4 letters. Okay? These 2 alifs can also be written like this. 1 hamza and 1 alif like that. And ta and ya. This means to give. The meaning changes, and now the meaning is to give. and it should be pronounced differently. This is ata, this is ata. Okay, because there are two alifs here. Or this one also pronounced the same way, ata. Ata, ata. Both words come in the Quran in different places. Okay? But here, this is the word ata. Ata means to give. The word atu is again a command. Give. Okay? Atu is again from this word, it is tu. Is command, and it means give. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving a second command now, giving a second order, which means give. And give. Wa'atu and give. Okay. Aqimu, establish. Atu, give. And it's a plural. So command is being issued to everybody, for all people. Now give. Okay? And give. So the next word after this is